Welcome to the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. I'm RJ.
And I'm Court.
We are two lifelong fans of Disney parks and all theme parks.
Each week, we bring you the latest news from Disney parks and beyond.
Plus, this week we'll be starting a new series, and we'll be telling you why EPCOT should be your favorite park.
So this new series that we're jumping into, we're going to be defending every theme park that we've been to.
Okay.
At least initially that we've been to, and telling you why it is so great and why you should visit and why it should be your favorite park.
So we decided to start with an easy one, apparently.
Yeah, we're both big fans of EPCOT. You know,
I like
so
it.
A little biased on this one, but I mean, it should be a good episode.
That's right, and it's episode 49.
To kick it off with some news. Well, kicking off the news this week, the Talking Skull has returned to Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney World. The skull now delivers a line about Davy Jones, then a flash of lightning is seen and thunder is heard as a new on-ride photo is taken. So they're taking photos of you on Pirates now, and they got rid of the classic Dead Men Tell No Tales line.
Weird.
That the skull says initially before you go down the drop. Yeah.
Huh.
So he doesn't say that anymore, and now he talks about Davy Jones.
Interesting.
So,
okay. I mean,
but it looks cool.
It's kind of cool they're adding more on-ride photos as PhotoPass.
Yeah.
Because I feel like to justify the $169 or $199, depending on when you buy it.
Yep.
To justify that, you're really going to have to utilize it. And I feel like I would want almost a photo from every single ride.
Pretty much every attraction.
Yeah.
I mean,
we should debate that, by the way, because I want to figure out if I want it. Because I've been thinking about it.
Got to do a little deep dive research into it and figure out if it's worth it or not.
I know. I can't decide.
I don't know. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah, we should talk
we'll do it just for you.
Thanks.
It's a you episode.
Thanks. It's an episode just for RJ.
Well, Disney World is also adding alcoholic beverages and specialty beverages to the dining plan in 2018. Beer, wine, and cocktails are available in the new package, as well as specialty non-alcoholic drinks, such as milkshakes and smoothies. However, guests can only receive the new beverages as part of a meal, but you can do it either with quick service or sit-down, so you cannot use a snack credit on it.
Okay. I mean, that would be interesting.
It basically just replaces your drink.
It allows you to order booze with your dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised when it didn't, honestly, the first time we went years and years ago with the deluxe dining, that it didn't include alcohol.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it took them this long to, I mean, it makes sense that they're doing it with their meal.
The funny thing was there was the deluxe dining plan, and I don't remember what the name of it was, but there was either an add-on package or another tier of dining plan.
Where you could do
that.
And
it was ridiculously expensive. Unbelievably expensive. I don't know how much you're going to have to drink to make that worth it.
Yeah, but it included booze in there.
Yeah,
and it was included
it's like a bottle of wine at every dinner, and I think an adult beverage at every lunch.
Wow. You'd have to get the top bottle of wine
and
at every dinner.
I can't imagine that if you're paying for that they're going to give you the top bottle. They're going to give you the house wine.
No.
So it was one of those. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Buy your booze if you really want it,
Yeah.
So it's cool they're going to include it now.
At least now, yeah, they're including it with your meal.
Yeah.
I am curious though to see if they'll start including it as a snack option.
True.
I doubt it, because then they will sell a lot more dining plans that way.
Which means what led this change, but
yeah. But then we might also see a little change in the atmosphere of the parks. I would say. Not on Disney's part.
On the
guest part.
Yeah.
Guest side.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I do think it does also increase the price of the dining plan. I think it's about $10 a day, so instead of $69.95 a day.
But yeah.
No, if you get 2 drinks, or one cocktail or something, or 2 milkshakes or something, that's it. That pays for it right away.
There have been times where, I know Sci-Fi Drive-In when we went, you could use your drink credit for a milkshake, or you could use your dessert credit
For a milkshake.
as part of that meal.
Oh, okay. So now you.
That's why I'm surprised to hear the specialty drink thing, because previously I've never run into any issue ordering like a milkshake. But
Well, now you just don't have to substitute it. You would just substitute like you just get like a glass of water and a milkshake, or like pay for a soda and then get a milkshake as well as
that's
dessert.
The difference, I guess,
and so
I got a milkshake in lieu of a soda pop.
yeah, there you go. Well, in the little rumor mill part of the news, Disney has filed a patent that will give guests the ability to throw Captain America's shield. The patent goes into detail as to how this would work, but it basically boils down to the shield being attached to an arm mount that allows the shield to slide down a rail where a digital component will take over and give the feeling of throwing the shield. So basically, you're slipping your arm into this rail thing that has the shield on it, and then you just do the throwing motion like that, and the shield will slide down, so it'll give you the feeling of like actually throwing it, and then there will be screens or some digital effect that will project the shield going out. And it does give the opportunity or the option of either hitting digital targets or hitting real targets.
Interesting.
So I don't know if you'll throw it, it'll go into the digital world and then pop out of the digital world and hit a real target with like just some air compression or something, some kind of shooting mechanism out of there. Hitting a target.
Maybe we're going to see a Buzz Lightyear change.
I don't know.
Or something similar.
I don't know if you want to give like the real weight to it,
that's true.
You're not going to be able to do it repeatedly for the course of a ride.
Oh, I'm so tired.
People complain about Midway Mania already.
Yeah.
Just imagine people's shoulders and you know those guys that are just going to go on that ride over and over again. If it is like a game like Midway Mania, their right shoulder or left shoulder is just going to be jacked. So I do think, though, we will see, if this comes to fruition, we will see it over in California Adventure, at least first.
In that whole,
the future Marvel land area by Guardians right now. Well, Disney is now sponsoring the Orlando Magic basketball team, and they're bringing some really cool perks to annual pass holders. Special seating and a hospitality area will be added to the Amway Center that can be used by annual pass holders. Disney World annual passes can be purchased at the Amway Center or the Orlando Magic Team Shop, and if fans renew or purchase an annual pass at the Amway Center, they will receive one of the new Orlando Magic jerseys with the Disney logo.
Ooh.
And you can receive your jersey as long as the sponsorship continues.
Cool.
So, till they drop it or till the NBA goes kaput, which that's not happening
Disney
anytime
buys
soon.
The team.
Or that, which I'm sure they'll give you more perks then if that's the case. I'm surprised they weren't sponsors already.
I kind of thought they were, because I remember last year they were putting out videos with the team.
Yeah, but I think that was just the team doing like really well last year, weren't they?
They did okay, yeah.
They were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Better than our Nuggets over here.
Yeah, I don't even care anymore. I gave up.
Fans till you die, but it's really hard. Although our Rockies are killing it this year, so
they are for now.
Yeah,
that's also the Rockies, so
it's true.
They know how to tank it. They know how to tank a season.
We've seen that a few times. Pretty much every sports team around here is. Broncos have been doing well until
Manny left.
Yeah, they didn't do that bad. Or
time for Tebow. We need Tebow back.
Tebow again. Tebow time part 2. Well, Mind Blower over at Fun Spot America in Kissimmee, or Kissimmee, however you want to pronounce it.
I don't want to kiss you. That's gross.
Fine. Kissimmee.
Oh, ew.
Kissimmee?
Kissimmee?
Kissimmee. Is now open.
Sound like Mario.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee, Mario. Kissimmee.
No Nintendo World, or no Nintendo Land updates this
boo.
week. I know.
All right, anyways, kiss me.
However, the wooden coaster built by the Gravity Group is 80 feet high and features a 360-degree full inversion barrel roll.
What? On a wooden coaster?
On a wooden coaster.
Is it a hybrid?
No. It's
Is there
kind of hybrid thing.
It's got to be something, right?
But it's not by RMC, so it doesn't have the signature I-beams.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's a typical wooden coaster, but it's got a 360 barrel roll.
Cool.
We announced this a while ago. I don't remember when.
I remember talking about it, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's open now, and go check it out at Fun Spot America, Kissimmee. Disney World is now accepting dining reservations for both Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry parties. Reservations can be made for Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, and the Crystal Palace, as well as for the Hallowishes and Fireworks Holiday dessert parties. I don't remember the dates. I didn't write them down. There's a lot of them. Check out
Go to the web.
DisneyWorld.com for all the details and to make dining reservations.
There's a ton of them this year.
Yeah, it's pretty much from the end of August through like
November 1st or 2nd even.
For the Halloween.
Yeah.
And then I think there's even a little bit of overlap between the two parties.
There might be.
And then, which I don't know how that would work. I
don't think
there's probably not.
I think
it's like the next
I think
day
November
or something.
1st they do a Mickey's Not So Scary, and then soon after they start doing
It's like the next day or two
Yeah.
after that they start Very Merry, and then that goes like through January.
Yeah,
basically.
that goes even longer.
It's crazy. Pretty soon it's just going to be all like
Each season
festive stuff every
Epcot's getting that way with the festivals.
Which that's the only way that Epcot's really like keeping fresh nowadays.
That's true.
Until all these, rumors, if they come to be true.
That's true.
Who knows? Well, with the opening of Kraken Unleashed over at SeaWorld Orlando, a virtual queue system has also debuted at the park. Spot Saver allows guests to reserve a time online to avoid waiting in the long line, and it is free. And if it works, it'll roll out to other attractions in the park. So this is not their quick queue system.
Yes,
That is an additional charge.
okay.
Although I do think
This
works
is like
with
their
that.
version of My Magic Plus
or
something
virtual
like that?
line over at
Tapu
Universal.
Tapu, yeah.
And yeah. So they're
Seeing a
jumping
lot
into
of
the
this
virtual
now.
queue game. Everybody's loving it for some reason.
Computers have gotten cheaper.
Systems have gotten cheaper. Who knows?
Well, and everybody's got a phone now, so you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. Well, Universal Orlando has debuted a new weekly event over at Sapphire Falls. I kind of want to experience this. This seems fun. Caribbean Carnival features bottomless beverages, all-you-can-eat Caribbean cuisine, and live entertainment. The 2-hour event takes place every Wednesday night with seating at 6 p.m. and will cost $69 per adult and $35 per child aged 3 through 9. The price does include gratuity, non-alcoholic beverages, wine, beer, and Planter's Punch, which is a fruity rum drink, as well as all the food you can eat.
Nice.
So, I'm a big food guy. Slowly getting into the drinks. I think it'll be worth it if I go sometime.
It'd be fun. It's kind of like Disney does this with the Spirit of Aloha show over at Polynesian.
Yeah. Although, do they include drinks in that one?
They do.
Really? Maybe I'll do that.
It's certain ones. It's like beer and wine.
Oh, okay. So, but it's bottomless. So if you're a big drink and food person, it's a little steep of a price tag, but
I think it's about what
yeah.
Disney charges for Hoop-de-Doo or Aloha.
But if you're big into food and drink, it's probably worth it.
The show a lot of times too is worth it too. You consider a whole evening event.
Yeah,
it's probably worth it.
Yeah, probably. Well, in the last bit of news, it's kind of surprising. Paramount Pictures have pulled out of Paramount Park, which has been dubbed the British Disneyland. London Resort Company Holdings, we're going to refer to them as LRCH from now on, have been working with Paramount to build a 388-acre park that was going to feature attractions based around Paramount films and BBC programs. LRCH said that the deal with Paramount was restricting them from using or working with other companies. Even though Paramount is now out, plans are still going to be submitted by LRCH for the park in November, which, if everything works out, the park is expected to open in 2022.
Wow.
So, Paramount Park is
may or may not actually.
Paramountless.
Weird.
Right?
What?
I have no idea what they're going to call it now. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't know. I'd be surprised to see what comes out of this.
Yeah.
It sounds like LRCH is still very much so wanting to make this happen.
They may want to, but if they don't have a major partnership like that, that seems hard.
I think it seems hard, but I think Paramount was just super restricting in the attractions that they could and couldn't do, what they could and couldn't have done with the attractions overall, and what other companies they could work with.
Yeah, that's
so. I feel like this might be for the best.
We'll have
then
to
they
see,
could bring it, unless this just cuts all ties with Paramount, because Paramount has a pretty wide span.
That's what I can't imagine. So I don't know.
And there's obviously a really big demand for a park like that over there.
Yes, as someone who has gone to Disney World often and hears a lot of British accents in the queues.
Even when we went to Disneyland one time, it was your first time in California Adventure, and we were eating lunch.
Oh, yeah, I remember. And she was
Paradise.
asking about what else there is to do in L.A.
Yeah, and you're like,
the ocean?
You could go to the beach? She's like, oh, what direction's that? And we're like,
west? Or Hollywood, or
tons of other things.
Beverly Hills. I don't know.
We said, like, Knott's Berry Farm, and she's like, oh, no, I have young children. I'm like, go to the beach then? Like,
so
what?
Weird, yeah.
So, definite British tourism in theme parks.
Oh, definitely.
And so, if they have their, quote, British Disneyland, that'd
be hard without a big partner like that, though. I'd be interested to see, does this totally mean Paramount pulled out, or their property's still going to be in the park?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
they
plans
just pulled out
haven't
as
been
a partner. I don't know.
Plans haven't been submitted. Plans haven't been finalized yet. So we'll see what comes out of this, and we'll see if it's for the better or for the worse. Because when we announced the original plans for this, all the concept art looked absolutely stunning. There were a lot of original IPs in it, though.
That's what makes me nervous for the park as a whole, is if they were counting on a lot of original IPs from Paramount.
They weren't original IPs from Paramount, though. They were just original, like, park IPs.
Oh, park. Okay, yeah.
So it's like Space Mountain or Big Thunder Mountain
where
stuff.
It's not actually tied to anything, yeah.
Or like Figment.
Well, then they're probably not as screwed, but
it's still going to be a little rough.
Still going to be a little rough.
Maybe just financing it, or I don't know.
I would imagine even anybody who's invested or whatever, too, might be
a little shaky on it
right
right
now when you've lost a big major studio.
I definitely would be.
Yeah.
Although it did only seem like there were a few areas, mostly geared towards kids or younger audiences, that were major Paramount stuff. Although, does Paramount own BBC? Or does BBC own Paramount or something like that? Is there some partnership there?
I can't keep
There's like 5 companies that own the world.
I know.
Is Paramount
Disney's
one of them?
Yeah.
Disney's one of them.
Disney's one of them. Paramount might be the other, for all I know.
Comcast. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out of this. I hope we still see a British Disneyland come up.
I think it'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll push Disneyland Paris to be a little better.
Maybe.
Which would be great.
Yeah.
Well, that just about wraps it up for the news this week.
All right, stick around. We're going to talk about why EPCOT should be your favorite park.
I forgot if my mug was Tomorrowland or Epcot.
It's Tomorrowland.
I can only see the monorail whenever I have it.
It's true. I can only ever see the
Grand
Prix Raceway, and then I never see the submarine or the Space Mountain.
I was curious what else was on it.
Just look like a weirdo. Oh yeah, my mug. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Yours is the Epcot mug.
That's right. Vintage Epcot.
It's been there. It's been on set since day one.
It's true.
It is one of the few things that's been on set since day one.
Since before we were over down that side of the basement, sitting face to face,
going,
welcome to the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. I'm Marjorie.
I'm Corey. Running through everything, super quiet, no laughter, no fun.
Speaking of fun, though,
EPCOT. EPCOT's fun.
So we thought this would be a fun series to kind of go through and defend the honor of all theme parks, one by one.
Your theme park's honor shall be defended on the Unmistakably Magic Podcast.
But we thought it'd be fun to explain really the positives of each park. I think we're going to probably just skim over the negatives at this point because I think we've kind of covered a lot of them as we've gone through the parks in other series.
If you've been a long-time listener, there are other series that we have going on.
Yeah.
And we, personally, I feel like we mean mug a couple parks a little more than others.
Yes, and attractions.
And stuff. So
this is our chance to give them
positive. I want to give them the light of the day, the benefit of being a major theme park.
There we go.
So we're going to jump through pretty much every park that we've been at, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
We might even hit Elitch's out here, which that'd be hard.
It's really hard.
That is a very difficult park to defend.
Oh, gosh. I didn't think about that when we started this series.
Right. So, but we'll jump into just about any park that we can think of and tell you why it should be your favorite park, or at least convince you to go to that park.
True.
If you're in the area. At a minimum. However, our goal is to explain or to show you that there is good in every park, and every park has something a little different.
That's true.
And
that's a good way to look at it.
So we're going to start out with EPCOT, though.
We're going to start out kind of easy. We decided to skip Magic Kingdom and Disneyland just because they are
obvious.
They
get the most love.
They do.
Generally.
I mean, you look at like attendance numbers, you look at all that, they get the most love.
And when we originally thought of this series, we were talking, we're like, hey, are we going to do Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Park, and we thought, not initially.
No, maybe eventually we'll get there.
We might jump into there, but we thought, and our reasoning behind it was, okay, we have one day at like Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World Resort. Which park are we going to go to? Like some guy walks up to you and says, hey, I have a one day ticket.
Here you go.
It's good for any park. Here you go.
No park hopping.
You can't park hop at all. Which park are you going to go into? Obviously Disneyland or obviously Magic Kingdom. And that's just coming from two guys who don't really live near either park.
And have been to all of them multiple
Many
times. And so,
So
still the choice we would make. So
yes.
We may or may not cover those, but we're going to start not too hard either, because we did contemplate starting with maybe a lesser choice, but we decided to start with EPCOT, as I think it's probably one of our favorite parks.
We are very attached to EPCOT.
Yes.
We have plenty of memorabilia and merchandise, and as my screensaver pops up, which is EPCOT concept art. And so we're huge fans of the park already, so we figured, what better way to kick off this series than with probably our favorite park?
A park that's easy for us to name
as number one.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you want to jump right into it then?
Sure, let's start. It's huge.
Yes.
Let's start with that. It's just huge.
It is officially twice the size of Magic Kingdom,
which is
mind-blowing.
Yeah, which is huge compared to Disneyland. So.
Which Magic Kingdom is twice the size of Disneyland, so...
It's quadruple the size of Disneyland?
It's Disneyland squared.
What?
Mind-blowing. It's crazy how big it is.
It really is.
And I wouldn't necessarily say that is instantly a positive, but with the way that they use the space, it is an instant positive. Which I think feeds right into the second point. Feeds into the next one. Our next point is it's explorable.
I think there's a couple parts to this. I think you're always finding something new because there's so much to see, but it still feels like a theme park. I think that's the other half of it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, a permanent World's Fair or kind of tacky.
No, that's the point. It doesn't feel
tacky at all.
Yeah.
It feels like there was a definite plan behind it. there was forethought in what it at least originally was going for and set out to be. There are a lot of rumors floating around right now that might change a lot of the original thought. Some of them I kind of want to come true.
Yeah.
Tron. Some of them I don't. Inside Out. If you haven't heard of those rumors, definitely look them up. If you're listening to this after D23 and they all come to be true, well, Epcot might not be my favorite anymore.
I think it'll still hold up.
It'll still.
I think part of that is because it's easy to find something new, and I think it's the detail. It's the level of I think you put it down as absurd level of detail.
It's an absurd level of detail, and not just so. You kind of want to break it down into Future World and World Showcase. So for those of you who haven't been, there are two main areas to Epcot. There's Future World, which is the front half of the park, and then there's World Showcase, which is the back half of the park. Future World is where the majority of the attractions are, however, not all of them. And as we're seeing with Frozen Ever After, not all of the main attractions are even in Future World anymore. And then World Showcase is basically a display of countries, where they're very architecturally accurate.
See, and I think that's where the absurd level of detail in that half at least comes in my mind.
Yeah,
because there's all these homages to architecture from their home countries,
like
done
you can
really well. You can identify, oh, that's this.
Yeah,
and every building has a purpose, and I think that's where the cheesiness stays away.
The tackiness
stays away because they didn't just go, oh, we can make it kind of look like London. They go, no, we want it like this is this building in London. This is this building in London,
and we're gonna hire people from those countries to come work there.
Yeah.
So you get that next level of authenticity.
Yeah. And education
and education stuff. And I even think when they were building Norway, when they were doing the roof that has like the grass on it, they actually like brought Norwegian roofers in to have them do it because they're like, well,
how does this work? Yeah.
Who else are we gonna do? Then like we want that. We want that level of detail. We want that level of authenticity.
Yeah.
So that's how we're gonna do it.
Well, and there's certain parts
throughout.
where they have like artifacts brought in from the countries or miniatures or whatever. I mean, Japan is the one I can think of with the room of, or is that China? Which one has a room full of soldiers?
Oh, that's China.
Is it China?
Yeah, China. Yeah, but I mean, you still see some of them might be replications of them or replicas.
But they do a really good job of showing it off. I feel like, as someone who has gone to Epcot, I don't know how many times in my life,
a lot.
I still find new things to like see or explore, or like something else catches your eye and you go, oh, that's this, or
that's why.
And as somebody who's been to Europe and been to like Germany and France, you're like, oh, I've been there. Like that's a thing. That's real.
So cool.
Yeah. So,
I even remember walking around Epcot one time, and they were filming some Disney promotion thing, and I don't know if it was scripted or not, but this couple was being interviewed.
Yeah.
If it was scripted, if it wasn't, it's really cool. Because they were saying like, yeah, we were in Italy, and we were riding down the canals, and we turned to each other and said, we're in Epcot right now. So whether that's legit or not,
and whether that's cheesy to you or not, you know, because I've heard a few people go, oh, it's just cheesy, but I like it because
it's cool.
It is cool.
You get to experience, so I guess we're just talking about World Showcase right now. You get to experience, is it 11 or 13 countries? I always forget.
I can't remember.
You get to experience countries.
Some that you may never experience.
Like,
some that I don't know if I'm ever going to go to Morocco, honestly.
No.
No.
Europe,
sure, maybe, but
Japan,
Morocco, Canada, been there, done that,
Japan, Asia,
sure, maybe China someday.
Yeah.
Been to Mexico a couple times, but Morocco, sorry, I don't know if I'm going to go there anytime soon.
You get to experience at least a bit or a taste of those countries with an insane amount level of authenticity that you really wouldn't get outside of those countries.
That to me is what is striking.
Yes. And it still but it doesn't feel like shoehorned in or anything. It feels natural. It feels like it all should be there.
Yeah.
Even with some countries having attractions and other countries not. There are still attractions in most countries.
Of some sort, yeah.
Of some kind, whether it's a movie or a show
or
a ride or a boat ride.
Or food.
I mean, that's Morocco, really.
I think Morocco's probably the only one that does it, right?
It's one of the few.
I guess Italy does it. Well, it has kind of street performers, but
that's not like
an attraction.
in a building type of attraction. True. So there's ridiculous levels of detail. There's ridiculous levels of authenticity.
Yeah.
It feels natural. It feels like you're still experiencing something new at a theme park. There's still that like distinct theme park feel, but it's just it's on such a minute level when you get into World Showcase that you basically feel transported to a new world.
Yeah.
Which is the main goal for theme parks.
I think so.
So do you want to talk about Future World for a little bit?
Sure.
I think we talked about World Showcase to the absurd level of detail that we needed.
Yeah.
Future World, unlike World Showcase, is more about the future, obviously.
What?
No way.
Future World is about the future?
It's about showcasing and educating about new and emerging tech as well as future endeavors. So one of the attractions that immediately pops up in my mind when I think of Future World, there's two: Test Track and Mission Space.
Yep.
Because if any attraction exemplifies what Future World's about, I think it's those two.
Yep.
Test Track shows you this is how cars are currently designed.
Yep.
In a fun way.
Yeah.
And then you get to experience like taking your car out on a test track and then running it through a virtual system and
seeing how
how you did and seeing how it all comes out. Mission Space is basically the future endeavor of mankind right now.
Yep.
Especially with NASA really pushing to go to Mars. You basically board a ship or a rocket to Mars, and you experience what it would be like to be the astronaut on that mission to Mars.
True.
You go into cryo sleep. You
wake up and there's landing. Yeah.
Future technologies that we haven't developed yet, but they're portrayed and shown as if they're legit modern things that are realities right now, or could be a reality in the short future. Then you have other attractions that show off like modern farming techniques and kind of modern-ish energy usage stuff.
The key word there, but yes.
Ish. That needs an update.
The history of telecommunications and...
Yeah, basically the history of mankind,
and then their communication, but yeah.
With an emphasis on communication and an emphasis on innovation and technology and how people kind of came together to make what we have today and where the majority of the technology that we have right now came from, basically. Yeah. And then you have the Imagination Pavilion, which is just fun and, I don't know, teaching you how to open up your imagination.
Yeah.
Be imaginative so that you can develop future things.
Yeah.
So Future World, it still holds that same level of detail.
It does, yeah.
In a different form, though.
Like, going back to Mission Space, you feel like you're walking into NASA or, whatever space agency.
Yeah, one of our...
Is it NASA?
It is NASA. It's sponsored by NASA, so I think it is still NASA.
But just even, everything could use a little updating, but I think in general, you feel like you're on a mission to Mars. There's all these buttons and controls and all these things. And
even before you actually board your rocket, you're standing there along the outer edges, because it's really just a gravitron when it comes down to it. But you're standing there along the edge of the gravitron, and you're each standing on
a position,
like a
navigator,
like a number,
engineer, or whatever. Yeah.
And it's really intense lighting. The music's a little intense. It's kind of, not like spooky, but exciting.
Yeah.
And then like a light will shine down on whoever they're talking about of like, okay, don't forget navigator, you have to like push this button at this time, and so and it's also like interactive, quote unquote interactive, because even if you don't push the button or do the right motion with the joystick,
but it's still
gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
it's good.
Yeah. So, and one thing that I really think Epcot, especially Future World, showcases way more predominantly than World Showcase, although World Showcase does it very well, is that it basically is there to educate you.
Yeah, in a different, because World Showcase kind of educate you on the world.
Yeah.
I think Future World does a really good job of educating you on certain topics like energy or space or...
Which I know what you're thinking. Why would I go to a theme park to be educated? I have school for that. Well, let me tell you. Walt Disney, he had a philosophy of, okay, if you can entertain people, good. Aim to entertain. But if you can educate them, if they walk out of your show, your attraction, your movie, whatever, if they walk out of there either feeling inspired or feeling like they learned something, that is incredible. So every single attraction in Future World aims to do that second part. They all do the first part very well. Well, majority of them do them very well. They all do the first part. And then I walk off of Spaceship Earth feeling like, man, I didn't know that. Or like, I didn't know the Phoenicians came up with our modern alphabet.
Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs?
Thank the Phoenicians.
Thank the Phoenicians.
Or like, I had no idea that they digitally tested vehicles now before they even build a concept car. Before they do any kind of testing on that, and then go into mass production of stuff.
Yeah.
Or I had no idea that that's like how many times we've put stuff on the moon over at Mission Space. We're in the queue right there.
That's true, yeah.
You know, you're entertained first and foremost.
Yes, definitely.
In a very, nowadays, thrilling way.
Yeah.
And then you learn something new, which really, really cool. And not many theme parks can say that 99% of their attractions do that.
That's true.
So
I think it speaks back to the quality too. You know,
the
level of detail, all that, like that. You know, the queue includes actual history. You know, or be easy just to throw up some whatever, but it's another thing to actually make it look real.
Legit and feel real. Not only look real, but feel real as well.
Yeah.
And I do want to say one more thing that Epcot is that most theme parks are not, is it's inspiring.
That's very true.
If you ever walk out of that American Adventure Pavilion show,
America, spread your golden wings.
You want to shed tears of Coors Light, American beer.
Coors Light. Gross.
I don't know. Budweiser's not owned by any American company anymore, so
neither is Coors.
I guess not.
At least
What's
half.
still owned? What's still American anymore?
Local brews. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
PBR. There you go. That doesn't make you want to crack open a PBR. I don't know what does. But you feel inspired.
It's true. There's a lot of that, yeah.
Or you feel like, I don't know, you just want to do something. At least whenever I get off of pretty much most of the Future World attractions and a lot of the World Showcase ones, I just want to do something then and be like, hey, how can I make the world a better place? What can I do to do this?
Mission Space always makes me want to go on a space mission.
Yeah, like actually go through NASA and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, I want to do it.
I want to do that.
That'd be awesome.
I'm like, oh, I'm old. No.
I'm old and broken and it doesn't work. And
I didn't get a 4.0 in college and get an aerospace engineering degree. Oh, poop.
Darn. But Epcot makes you forget that stuff.
I'll go ride this truck.
It's right there. I'm going to drown my sorrows in a design ride. So Epcot does that, but it also has some underlying tones to it. So when you think about it, Future World is all about inspiring for the future.
Yeah.
And then World Showcase is pretty much about showing you that the world, or what the world would be like if there was unification across the world. You rarely see a frowning person, other than if they're older than 12. You rarely see a frowning or crying person in World Showcase.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that's. I mean, do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, we've made our fandom of EPCOT pretty clear, and
Very clear.
obviously, if people want to go into more detail, we have our things to know before you go, and
Episode way back when.
yeah, we have full episodes on EPCOT, so just look back and find some of those. But we love EPCOT, and I agree with you. I always feel so inspired, and
Yeah, I think the main reasons why EPCOT should be your number one theme park is because it's inspiring. It's heavily detailed.
yes,
And you'll learn stuff without even feeling like you're learning stuff.
you get more than just entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, well, that is our reasons for why EPCOT should be your number one park.
number one. And the reasons we should be your number one podcast. Number one.
We're great. We're great because we're number one.
More than entertainment. Inspirational.
Inspirational.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, though, the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. Check out our social media at Unmistakably Mag on Twitter, Unmistakably Magic on the old Instagram there, Facebook.com/Unmistakably Magic.
If you want to support the show, we have a huge overhead apparently that we need to pay off and stuff, and theoretically, who knows? Head over to unmistakablymagic.spreadshirt.com and pick up a t-shirt or a tank top or something.
Yeah.
Summer's here. Get that tank top. Sun's out, guns out.
Bro
Let's
tank.
go. Let's go.
Email us, unmistakablymagic@gmail.com. Gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Comments, questions, concerns,
What do you think?
shout-outs.
What do you think about EPCOT?
Is
Were we
Epcot
right?
your number one already? Or did we convince you, or are you not sold?
Let us know.
Let us know.
We're curious.
What's your number one?
My number one's probably EPCOT.
Yeah, I know, me too, actually. We'd appreciate if you subscribe over on YouTube to us. Just search Unmistakably Magic
On the old YouTubes.
on the YouTubes.
Really help us out.
Leave us a review on iTunes and tell your friends about the show on either YouTube or iTunes or both. Big thank you to our friend Dylan over at Blast Off Branding for making our awesome logo. Check out our friends at the Unmistakably Star Wars Podcast.
They were recently, they've been celebrating recently because Looking for Leia has been fully funded, I believe.
Oh,
And
nice.
so they were promoting that a lot. So that
Nice.
new, I think it's a documentary excursion thing.
That they're doing.
I don't know if they're involved with it
Or they were just excited about
or
it.
they're just excited about it. Because,
Okay.
I mean,
They are
it's
Star Wars. They are Star Wars fans first and foremost.
It's
so.
Star Wars. Well, do you have any announcements or shout-outs?
I do not. Not this week.
Man, I don't either. That's your guys' fault. Email us.
Yeah, come on.
Step up your game.
Or DM us. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever you want to do. We'll reply. We'll get them on the show. If you want to wish someone a happy birthday, happy anniversary, I don't know. Wish America a happy birthday. Who knows?
Who knows? Whatever it is.
Whatever you want to
You
say.
know how to get a hold of us.
Within reason. Well,
Well,
that just about does it.
all right. Have a magical week.
See you real soon.
Welcome to the after show.
How you doing? Found exclusively on YouTube.
That's right. You already knew that, though, because you're watching.
Because you're watching the after show. Of course you knew that.
You're so smart.
Our fans are so smart.
You're good looking, too.
Amazing looking.
Well,
We have a little segment on the after show.
Wade's Word.
Wade's Word.
Wade's
Wade's Word. This segment is where our friend Wade sends us a text in our little group chat that we have going on about something from the previous show, something about the news this week.
Maybe a rumor because it doesn't really fit in the news.
Not really.
We don't really report on rumors.
We might do a segment of that sometime in the future. We might be reworking the show after our year of doing it. Who knows? Who knows?
Rework your face.
I'd prefer not to.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful the way it is, much like our listeners and viewers.
Sure.
But he is very much so into Disney, and so we're going to start off with the update on Fast Passes.
Sure.
Because we didn't report on it in the news for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But we have, so for those of you who don't know, Disneyland is no longer giving out paper-ish Fast Passes. They're attached to your ticket, is what it's eventually going to be to. So now all the Fast Pass machines are scanning your ticket instead of you inserting them, and then they're printing out Fast Pass.
Oh, okay. So now you just put your card in and it spits back, or your ticket, and it spits
you
back
just
out.
Scan your ticket.
Okay.
Underneath it, there's a little scanning thing like.
So they're still giving a paper pass out now, right now, though.
Yes.
But eventually
For
they're
now.
just going to go to like that. Your paper ticket or whatever is your
Fast Pass.
Is your Fast Pass.
Yes.
You
So they're
just go
getting
scan it at the whatever later.
You still So you scan it at the Fast Pass kiosk, and then before you enter the ride, there'd be like a My Magic Plus-ish looking thing that has scanners on that as well that you can just digitally scan and then go in through there.
Makes sense.
But I think they're still giving out paper Fast Passes. I'm
sure they are, probably.
I know they are for Buzz Lightyear at least.
It's going to take time.
Yes. So Wade was asking, did you guys see the update that's starting Wednesday? Fast Passes will be tied to your park ticket / annual pass over at Disneyland. And you replied that My Magic Plus is coming to the West Coast. Slowly. And it
Slowly.
is. And he said, yep, just another step ahead of Max Pass for all the non-info since January. I'm hearing still coming sometime this year.
Yeah.
And then he went on and asked when was the last time we used the Disneyland app, because they are showing Fast Pass ticket distribution times, which they've been doing that for a while.
Have they?
The past few times that I've been, they've been doing it. And then he goes on and on and on and on.
Oh, man, you're getting a text this week.
We're both getting texts.
Why am I getting a text? I didn't say anything.
He's just going to do it in the group chat. Whatever.
Yeah. Send him a personal one, Wade. Don't blow up my phone.
You got beef, Wade. Let me know. I'll change my. Well, it just talks about like things that aren't related.
It's fine. I was just kidding. We love you, Wade.
But he does say that early returns on the new Fast Pass over at Disneyland seem to be good. So, again, for those of you who haven't been keeping up, basically there have been a lot of Fast Passes that are immediate returns, which doesn't happen at all at Disneyland.
No.
You could walk up to Buzz Lightyear and it'd be an immediate return. You could do. I saw Indiana Jones was an immediate return for a while.
I never understand why people don't do Fast Pass.
Well, if they don't know it,
I guess.
you know. And then he goes on. Most complaints seemed like it was just slowing the line for people to get their stuff out. Makes you think they may roll Max Pass sooner than later. Which, yeah,
I'm still surprised we haven't seen it. Honestly,
I'm surprised we haven't. This is the first that we've seen of it, because it was announced in like December.
I mean, we talked about when you were going out there at some point.
Yeah,
we kind of assumed it would be implemented by then.
I was thinking January or springtime.
Yeah,
and
spring break.
Nope. I was kind of expecting spring break to have it roll out.
That's what I thought too. So I'm really surprised that we're still talking about it.
I
don't know if there's issues or what. There must be.
I'm sure there's some technical issue stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or just getting all the hardware out.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, it's a lot. You think about all those attractions.
Tons of hardware. Tons of software working with it too.
Yeah. Rolling over the old systems. I mean, I guess I
Who
get
knows?
it, but it just seems. I thought for sure we'd see it by spring. So,
if not summer.
Yes. I thought for sure busy season.
Yeah. At least having it tested during busy season.
Yeah.
But it looks like we might see it, a full-fledged testing of it, in the off-season this fall.
All right. Maybe I'll see it then.
Well, oh yeah, you're going to land now.
Thinking about it.
True. I might go too.
With me or
I don't know. Who knows?
you're not welcome. You can't come.
Then he said also with permits being pulled in EPCOT, with possibility of new ride coming to France Pavilion, are you guys hoping for a Ratatouille like Disneyland Paris or something new? And what did you reply?
I said 50-50 shot here, Ratatouille or Beauty and the Beast. And I wasn't saying that that's what I want. I'm just saying that
That's what's going to...
I think 50-50 shot Disney. Disney could either just plug over Ratatouille because it's done well over in Paris, or 50-50 shot they're just going to start plugging princesses into the World Showcase.
So
They've already done it with Norway with Frozen.
Princess per pavilion.
Princess or movie per pavilion, because when
Yeah.
I look, I kind of couldn't think of any, but like Italy doesn't really have a princess. Germany has
Tokyo
like several, so
Japan doesn't really have one.
but China has one, so you could do a Mulan themed something or another.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe not a full on ride, but maybe like a Mulan's training camp, or
Yeah, something a little extra. Like
Aladdin and Jasmine's magic carpet ride. I don't know.
kind of surprised that's not in Morocco.
I know.
I am.
Since Morocco kind of struggles, or is not.
But that's where it goes back to EPCOT being so great right now,
I
is that they're
know.
not shoehorning in a bunch of attractions, except for Frozen.
The one thing I
kind
will
of.
say is that Disney being Disney, they rarely shoehorn. They shoehorn, but they don't shoehorn bad.
Frozen
But they,
is the argument against that.
it blends into the lane. I'm saying they don't just put a building up and say, "Hey, come ride Frozen."
It doesn't stand out
Yeah.
from the outside,
Yes.
but it is Fantasyland ride
I realize that.
in World Showcase.
That's what I mean. They shoehorn, but they don't shoehorn. They do a good job shoehorning it in
Moderately. Okay.
and at least there it kind of fits the lane. It wasn't like they shoehorned it into Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like
No. Yeah.
they're shoehorning, and then there's kind of fitting it where they felt like they could put it,
Yeah.
even if that's not appropriate.
Okay. Yeah.
Which we can talk about that sometime. But
Yes. We probably.
so
can.
all I was saying is 50-50 shot that Ratatouille, we either see a Ratatouille coming because it has done well in Paris, and I think it looks like a cool ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna experience it.
When I've watched it on YouTube, I don't understand it because it's 3/4 in French. But
Yeah. I'm not gonna understand it either, but
hey, you'll probably
It's gonna
get
be fun.
the idea
probably.
if you've seen the movie. But I'd also say that World Showcase presents the opportunity to also shoehorn or put other things in.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see Ratatouille because it's basically one of the main reasons to go to Disneyland Paris.
I
And if
also
you're-
agree with that point. That's a good point.
Like, Soarin' was one of the main reasons to go to California Adventure, and it took a while for that to come over to EPCOT.
True.
And that was only due to the Year of a Million Dreams, where they were basically shipping rides across to
Yeah.
every park. Like, I think Epcot got Soarin', Disneyland got Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. I think California Adventure, that was the year that they got Tower of Terror.
I think so.
Something
yeah.
like that.
I mean, I agree with you. I can see why they wouldn't do it. I could also see why they would do it, and I could also see why they might just find a princess to put in there because,
Yeah.
or Hunchback of Notre Dame, or whatever. There's a
So
lot of
many.
other opportunities. So.
There are so many. I don't know. I'm
Because I do think the one thing, as much as we were being positive tonight about Epcot, the one thing I will say is that World Showcase lacks thrills.
yes.
And
Yes.
I don't know if Beauty and the Beast ride would bring thrills, but Ratatouille would.
It already has.
What?
Ratatouille already has brought thrills.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, yeah. But
Okay.
to World Showcase.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I'm sure we'll hear a lot about Epcot at D23.
I think we will, yes.
I
I think as Hollywood Studios has had its turn and it's
kinda wrapping
currently under construction, and we're going to see the end of that coming soon.
Yep.
In certain areas. So yeah, I think Epcot's next, and we've said that for a while.
I've said
Or
it
you've
for a
said it
while.
for a while. I've repeated it.
I had
like
some
own it.
advanced
Yes.
knowledge. But I'm excited. I just hope they keep the message of Epcot.
I think Frozen's hard.
Yeah. If that's what they're doing to all
Well,
of the other
and I say we
pavilions-
want to wait and because neither of us have experienced Frozen yet.
No, but based off of what I've heard,
I know.
initially,
and the fact that it took out an attraction that was actually themed to the land of its.
yeah, and actually like educational to
Yeah.
the land of stuff. Initially, people were not a fan of Frozen. However, I mean, the general public was a huge fan and still is.
Yes.
Initially, the Disney fanatics were not, because they were saying this is a Fantasyland dark ride
Which I
in
don't
Epcot
disagree
in
with,
Future
yeah.
World. However, they were still saying good things about like the area as a whole. Yeah, the one attraction kind of took out the.
But that's what I
The
meant by the
educational
whole
part of it,
shoehorn
yeah.
comment, was that they didn't take out Norway and make it Frozen Land.
No,
It wasn't Arendelle now all of a sudden.
no, it's not. They didn't do that.
They kept Norway and they added an attraction.
So I think they're still gonna do. They're gonna keep the feel and the detail and stuff.
Which and I would argue that even like Impressions de France is outdated and
Yeah,
could use some help. So
yeah, it is.
I get the loss of the education by removing something like an Impressions de France.
A little bit of the authenticity.
and a little bit of the authenticity, but in placing a ride in the back. But at the same time, you still have the French experience up until you're on that ride.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
I think we're just gonna have to wait till D23 to
is
find
announced
out,
or whatever. Yeah.
see if it is, because rumors are floating around that that's when all of it's gonna be announced. Well, that's all I have.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for sticking around.